Anyway.
With original songs by Aguilera and Sia, plus fresh tracks from Todrick Hall and Jess Foley. The music pushes things a bit darker, bolder, louder. You kind of have to have the balance of the best of both worlds, and I really love the way Jess sort of embodied that. And
Vicky La, Joe.
interpretation and new vocals to the table that blow the audience away. I was blown away, and I loved just listening. After sold-out shows in Manchester and Glasgow, Burlesque now runs at the Savoy Theatre.
Morning, Vicky, mate. You good?
Show up. Incredible iconic presence, and I'm just so
Do you hate birds that laugh like that? Oh, fucking hell. Good stuff, Vicky.
Back in the 90s, pop stars like Christina and Britney.
Yeah, just fuck the kids up. Look at them now. Back in the 90s, Christina and Britney. Look at them. That's what your kids were fucking led to believe was great. Yes, Louise. Look who your kids are being led to believe is great these days, lad. Melissa. Stevie R, mate. J93. I'm sound, yeah. Shady Baby. I've been going through an horrendous shit while I'm on screen. Yeah, Shady Baby. Your head's a powerful thing, mate. You could be having fucking craziness there and just compartmentalise it here. And now where I am doing my work. And this is a little place here. And you get men not doing that. You get women that are doing that on a daily. They just don't realise they're doing it. Going through horrendous shit here, but having to put a face on here. I've been doing that for years. Like most of you, I just do it on social media. How are you, Shady Baby? Hope you're well, mate. Al Perry. Doesn't matter what comes out my mouth, you know, I've noticed. It provokes people in all different ways. Look, I'm sat here in a fucking Calvin Klein cap that's fucked. But it's clean. 3 years old. This isn't moaning, by the way. Just like expressing myself. A Puma t-shirt that I've slept in, trained in, and don't iron ever. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm in an en-suite room in sports accommodation. And people still get jealous. And the only thing they're getting jealous of is what comes out my mouth. Why you can't get jealous of this? You can't get jealous of this, or can you? I suppose you can, some people. Yeah, Silky, Stacey, Jane, Melissa. So the only thing about me that offends people, well then again, they might get jealous of me physique. I'm in great condition compared to all them funny looking fuckers, aren't I? Let's have it right. Yes, Holly Dolly, Stacey, and you know what men are like, who are not secure in themselves. When they're around men who are very secure in themselves. When you've got men with no fulfillment and they're dead heavy, but there's nothing in them, there's a problem there. When you've got a man that's fulfilled but enlightened, that's a power, it's not a problem. Look at him, empty but heavy as fuck, dragging himself through life. Look at me, full, floating through life. And that's where you want to be. When you're Darren Gee. When you're Darren Gee. When you're Darren Gee. When you're Darren Gee. Hey, hey, hey. When you're Darren Gee. That's where you want to be. fulfilled, enlightened. You don't want to be empty and fucking heavy. Look at the kip of them. Look what they're doing to themselves to fulfill themselves. Nothing's internal. It's all external. You can't fulfill yourself with a car and a watch, soft cunts. What starts in here? Listen to it, it's like a door. Big, big door. Listen to the echo. You know when you knock on big double doors? This is what you hear. Fucking massive in there. You underestimate how big it is when you go in. Huge, big space. You find all sorts in there. Bigger than any room you've ever walked in. You just got to know how to access it. You've got to learn how to go in on yourself and search and look and address everything. Tornado saying iron doors. That's what it's like, Clara. Internal dialogue. You have to listen. That's it. Angry dad. Your body can tell you everything. Candy, and it does, but we get accustomed to nulling that down. Candy, angry dad, it's all there. For love, most of the time. Yes, Claire, Adam. People are running around, automatons. That's what they are, autonomous. Yeah, well, you've got autonomous, but then you've got automatons. Two different things, really. Why? Automating is where they're physically doing it. Autonomous is consciously doing it, isn't it? So you will have people physically doing things they know is wrong, but because they're automating, it's like police. Fine example. Your police are like automatons. They know what they're doing, protecting these fucking is wrong. But automating. What they liking it? Yes, Lydia. Kitty. Like robots, aren't they? Could they keep them? Can't even have a fight. How the fuck are they going to protect us from them? Yeah, it's alright protecting us. Protecting them from us. Why? Because we're full of empathy. We consider. We tolerate. We're kind. We look out for each other. What the fuck are they going to do when they start attacking us? They haven't got a chance. That's not a police force. That police force is not protecting us if they go off the barnets. Full stop. The state of them. You've got fucking nanas that should be at home fucking looking after the dogs and shit. Getting belted with fucking bottles on front lines at protests. What are they going to do when you've got fucking lunatics coming at you with machetes? Exactly. So that's why they're coming. When they start going, it's not bottles and flowers and bags of fucking dust. They're coming to take your fucking legs off, mate. So that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with people from Congo and shit, brother. You need to get with the program. When they start fucking running riot, you know you've got something going on. Trust me. That police force is not adequate enough to protect the normal population in this country. End of. End of. It's not like we haven't got these weapons in abundance. You know, they're weapons of trade. See, the majority of these illegal immigrants that are coming in, or whatever you want to call them, 80% of them are coming from war-torn lands, and the weapons they use are machetes. Think about it. They've got skills like ninjas, mates. They don't give a fuck. They've always run into war with the mate getting a fucking shoulder chopped off. They'll run at you knowing you're not going to chop the shoulder off. The ones that will are in prison. Easy peasy for the minute. So yeah, let's move on. But as I say, we have got a police force that's not a police force. They're not policing shit. They answer phone calls like an ambulance. That's it. Yeah, you get armed response here and there, taking people out, but that's all snitching. That's not proactive police work. When you see all these kids getting roped in by armed response for guns operate, that's not that's snitching at the beginning. The only reason they're nicked because there's a snitch somewhere. It's not. They put it out there like they've went out there, mixed with a group, got this, got that, set this observation up. Never. Every so often they do that, but then they're not allowed to do it no more. Why? Because when they're doing that shit, they're breaking laws themselves. So years ago, you could be entrapped by the police and be sent to jail. So years ago, if the police wanted you off the fucking streets because you knew something, they could go, right, let's target him. They'd get some little punter down the road, informant, intentionally, might even be a punter, might be one of the boys, can't handle jail, flipped. They've got him, they've sent him in on you, talking about our graft. I can get you this, I can get you that. The snip, the wrong one that's coming to get you goes, whoa, I've got this here, bang, come and get it, we'll go on this, boom. He's dragged you into a conspiracy. He's of all being nicked, he's bailed. Everyone else is nicked. That's entrapment. But the way they were doing it in the 90s and that came up to fucking, people were looking at it going, hang on, this is all unlawful, what the fuck you doing? So they abolished the entrapment law. But instead of abolishing it so it helped people, they abolished it so you couldn't use it as well. I've been entrapped. Now you can't use it. And they don't really, that's what I'm saying, if it's a murder, they'll go out, do inquiries, but it's always information that gives them the lead. It's not police work, it's information of someone. If you had a firm of street detectives, they would solve more murders than official detectives would. You would. Therefore. Yes, jam pot. The shite. They don't do nothing. They don't protect us. They don't prevent. They don't hold people to accountability. When they do, it's to protect the British Empire's ways instead of the Welsh, English, Scottish, Irish ways. It's always to protect the British Empire ways. So all these immigrants that are coming in on purpose will be called British citizens in 5 years. What does that make them? Subjects of the British Empire. And they're protecting their people. We're not their people. The sooner you understand this, I know I keep on going on about it, but the sooner you understand, if you're born in Scotland, born in England, born in Wales, born in Ireland, you're not British. It's what you need to understand and get it into your thick fucking skulls dead fast. That's why we've been treated like shit from the get-go. Because we're not them. They're controlling us. We're like you see these immigrants that are coming in. They're coming in to become slaves for the British Empire. We're born into this slave trade for the British Empire. Our great nans and nans were the slaves. It's only in the 80s, mid-70s that all this shit started going away, the slave trade, but it's still there. Still there, massive around the world. The British Empire tried to project a new way of being in the world, which abolished all slaves and abolished all this shit going forward. And that's why you had this big, pompous sort of experience in Great Britain. But they've still got their hands in all the fucking pies around the world. Just because they give the titles back to these people doesn't mean in the back offices they're not controlling shit. You don't establish such an empire and then remove it. You can't. There's a reason why the most powerful currency in the world has been and always will be the sterling. And I was thinking this morning, actually, the only way a new power can take over the world is by having a dominant currency. Whoever's got the most dominant currency in the world runs it. That's why the British Empire still run the world right now. Doesn't matter what the fuck's going on. The British Empire are at the core of it all. Yeah, the image of the empire's gone. The image of being in people's land without authority is being removed. But in the back corridors where it really fucking matters, the British Empire are fully in fucking control here. And the sooner you realise that we're just like them immigrants in our own little fucked up way. Why? Because once they gain citizenship, they are slaves. If they don't work, they will end up in prison just like your sons. What happens to the unemployed? That's why Trump can't take Canada. Canada's British. That's the British Empire, Canada. You know that. Queen loved it there, you've seen the allegations. The British Empire. I'll take it further for you if you want. Israel is the British Empire. Everywhere is British. But you've got places of power. And then places of power are able to walk around the world and kill what the fuck they want. Why? Because they're British. It's the British Empire. They've always done that. You're looking at Israel and no one's chatting shit to them. Oh yeah, they're all having a fury over there. You've got Starmer going on like he's hating Israel. Come on. He's appeasing the Muslims that he's trying to devalue in this country. That's another angle what they're doing. I was going to say that, but it's risky. But that's what they're doing. So look, you've got all these Muslims. Our religion doesn't have no homosexuality in it. Okay. It didn't 20 years ago in this country. Now it's full of it. Why? It's what they want. So use Muslim kids who think, we need to keep our faith strict. You need to understand what the fuck they're doing to your faith like they've done to Christianity. If you let the system continue to dictate what happens with Islam, in 20 years' time, you will have in the Quran, it's okay to sleep with fucking Al-Ajib. Trust me. Just like they've done with the Bible these days. Now it's alright to get married and do this and do that with man. They're going to do the same to the religion of Islam. And it's already in there now. It's already flowing like that. You've already got some fucking paid fucking imams going, it's okay to drink. It's okay to drink. It's okay to have a drink. It's called this. It's called that. They're paid agents, them use law. You fucking know this. They make them... They'll give them the platform. They'll make them sound educated and well rehearsed with full of knowledge from the Quranic verses and all this madness. They'll put them in the pedestal. And then there they are 10 years later when the time's right. Yes, it's okay to drink, all you millions of Muslims in the UK. It's okay to have a little tipple. Yes, it's fine. Before you know it, they'll start saying in 10 years' time, it's okay to have a relationship with a man. It was happy. And this is what they're doing to Islam in this country. And a load of the soft cunts can't fucking see it. You know, if you go back 20 years, Islam was strict as fuck. Come back 20 years now, you've got fucking LGBTQ at Muslim protests, standing side by side with them, loving them, hugging each other. That wouldn't have happened 20 years ago when you had the right people in place. And I know you call them extremists and this, that and this, that. But when it comes to Islam, they had the right people in place 20 years ago. They got took out, got them lifed off, got them put over there, destroyed them, replaced them. Now look at it. They're standing there with fucking men in tongs with fucking tassels on and shit, dressed as gimps. Do you think that represents Islam? Does it? Fuck. You know when you go to dominant Islamic countries, the real places where it is really Islamic, you wouldn't have this shit on the streets, mate. It wouldn't happen. They wouldn't even... You'd be put in prison. Before they started ruining us, go back to the 70s, that behaviour, you get in jail. Straight up, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. That behaviour, you're going to prison. It's an offence. Whoever's come in and took over just went... Anything godly, anything by God's ways, they've just removed. Made it okay to do over the years. So, you should understand what's happening with everyone, mate. Protect your children as much as you can. Keep them in your moment. Keep your children in your moment. If you're lucky enough to have your kids round you every fucking day, get them ready, mate. Get them ready. If you're not, just wish it on them, innit? You know, my kids are getting raised by the mother because of the situation I'm in. Not with the mother, with gangsters and that. But the whole reason I'm not with me bird no more is because of the setup we've been in for 5 years. It's difficult for me, but it must have been extra difficult for her, mustn't it? So if you're able to have a normal life and have your kids, but you're not seeing what we're seeing, wake the fuck up. You know, start getting your kids geared up for what's coming down the line. You can see it. You know, you're looking at women and kids being damaged all over the place already. So if you're a father or a mother and you're not getting your kids geared up for the possibility of you not being there, if your siblings are fighting with each other, you need to correct that. Why? Because that's all they've got. What you'll get to realise, yous lads, is the kids you're growing up with, they're the real friends you've got. They're the only real friends you've ever got. And what a lot of you lads are doing is, you're growing up and then coming away from each other. Why? Because you're starting to mix with the other kids on the estate. And because you've experienced what they're doing of an evening and you think it's exciting. Why? Because there's bikes and there's fucking music and blah, 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 blah. You start pulling away from this sensible kid because you're looking for the excitement. Now you're feeling you've had a buzz this night with all them, and then when you go and chill with him the next night, normally I'm looking, boy, whatever you're doing, it's boring. So now you're pulling away from your real friends because you've experienced the fake life. Your real friends are in the real life, and because you've went over there and experienced the bullshit life, because it's full of bullshitters over there, you can't settle again with the normal kids because it's boring to you. It's like the same effect of drugs. You know, like I keep on saying, if you go out on a Saturday night without drugs, without drink, you're still entertained, you're still buzzing, you can still dance and have a scream. If you have a drink, if you go out and have a drink the week after, It'll make your night more exciting. Yeah, and then a week later, when you're going out with just your bird, and there's no drink there, you're bored shitless now. So now the date with your bird, where there's normally boss with no drink, because you've had a drink, experienced the shit life. Now you're back with the good life. It's not feeling as great as it was because you've had that substance in your mind and it's altered you. And that's the same with drugs. Exactly the same with drugs. You're going out all the time, having a scream. Okay, you might be on the ale. Right, so now you're going out, you start to drinking after a few nights out. So for years now, you've had to have a drink to go out and enjoy it. And you're enjoying it, but all of a sudden some little turd keeps on getting on you. Have a go with this. Just have a go, it's fucking great. You don't have to pay for it. You have one sniff that night has just ruined all the other nights where you've just had a bevy and had to scream. For years you've been having a bevy and having a scream. After work, with your bird, whatever, you have a drink, have a fucking buzz, get home, relax, go to sleep. Sleep with your bird, wake up the next day, back home with your life, wait for Friday, whatever. Now, you've been encouraged to have a little sniff of that. Just elevated you again like the drink did 3 years before. You've been stable now, you're enjoying everything, but you needed the drink. The week later, you just have the drink without the drug, and it's shit. So here we go again. For you to enjoy these nights with your bird and all this, people, you've got to be on that shit again. Otherwise, it's just fucking shite for you. The drink gets you slowly. The drugs get you fast. So you won't become an alcoholic until 10, 15 years later. You will become a coke fiend within a month. Understand what I mean? You can start sniffing coke on the 1st of June and by the end of June you're fucked, ruined, no coming back. Depending on how you are in life. You know, if you're always abused everything, or you're always being moderate with everything. And that impacts on when you start taking these substances. If you're extreme in everything you're doing, if you're into your fitness and you go deep and you do all these big things and then you get on the sniff, it just goes right over. You'll be extreme with the sniff. Yes, Teresa. So, don't take drugs. Sorry about this, people, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to end this because what I think of best doing, gathering content when we're having good talks like this, instead of little knobheads just getting all the shit stuff. If we end this on a little 30 minutes, I can put it back out. So before, when I cut off on that segment where someone was chatting philosophy, that's content now. This, I'll cut off, come back on, and I'll have another half an hour content for YouTube. But this is good shit. The majority of the shit you're seeing people clickbaiting is not the good, powerful stuff. You know, the wisdom, the knowledge, the inspiration. They've been purposely trying to make me look like a fucking lunatic out here. Unstable, this, that and that. I'm fucked in the head, I admit it, lad, but I'm not a danger. I'm not a risk to women and children. I'm not going to lead your kids into jail. I've got a little tapped off this life I've led. But I'm sat here without medication. I'm sat here being open and honest about everything and preaching. You know, so yous have seen me, yous that see me on a regular basis, you see when I get triggered and I just start going, grrr. You know it's not purpose. You know I'm just triggered and it's going mad here. And then you see me like this, being Darren. Them rats who've been cancelling me for years, well trying to, will get them moments where I'm triggered, screaming at cunts. And just go, look, he's just an angry ex-criminal, jealous of every cunt. I'm jealous of fucking no one. Don't hate no one. Don't want to be around no one. All I want to do is just deliver my message of choose a life, not a knife. Provide a basic life for my kids. That's it. I've got about 40 years in this plane of land before I go to my next life. Hopefully I'll see all yous there. Most of you are going to die well before me. Why? Because you're not doing what you should be doing. You're not doing what you should be doing. You're not doing what you should be doing. You went dark side for education. Never heard that phrase before, mate. Imagine if you've all spent time in the spiritual world and passing that spiritual aspect down to your children. Instead of passing time, doing your time in the materialistic world and passing that materialism down to your children. This is what everyone's doing now. Instead of going on the inward road, they're going on the outward road. And you don't belong out here. What goes on in here, you've got no control of. The only way you control out here is by in here. You're the control pad to the picture. You press particular buttons, the picture's completely fucking different. Honest. Bring it back to yourself. And you'll have troubled times, but that's a repairing process, like. You've got a load of components within your engine that are not stimulated enough to kick in. When you go back in yourself, you fix them. When you come out the other side, your engine's fully working, stimulated. The ICU's fucking no faults. Everything's cool. And that's what I was saying earlier on before. You know, we end up damping down our instincts to appease other people's ways. Whereas if you didn't, your instincts would be your wake-up call. Your instinct would be danger. Your instinct would be okay, genuine, false. But because we get them most of us get them drummed out of us. So you don't really live by your instincts. And all of us can succumb to that strength of going against your instincts because people are good at fooling you. So you can be feeling, hang on, this is a bit weird. But because they're good at what they're doing, you bypass it. Do you get what I'm saying? But then the damage gets done and you think to yourself, fucking knew that. I fucking knew that. Why didn't I listen to myself? Yeah, why didn't you? Because on purposely they try and get that natural instinct out of these animals. Because that's what it is. Your instinct is a natural force for animals. And you're an animal. You're not, are you? So you're not an animal. Okay, what's the difference with that tiger hunting down that cheetah, that deer, or ripping it to pieces and eating the ribs off it, to that juice bomb that sat there with a plate full of 50 ribs and mauling it? What makes you think you're not an animal, but that is? Oh, because you're eating it with a bit of etiquette, because you're eating it a bit more posher. Think about what I'm saying. You've got fucking human beings that are animals, mate. And you can't see them for some reason. If they were walking on all fours, you go, wow, look at fucking that. But because they're on two legs, you're not seeing it. Honestly, God, think about it like that. Think about what I'm saying, right? If we understood we were animals, we wouldn't be eating animals. Well, we would, because it'll be that sort of But we wouldn't really. If we understood we were animals, we'd be making sure all them populations of animals would be fucking thriving. We wouldn't be keeping all this dirty food, would we? We wouldn't eat half of it. Why? Because that lion won't eat a fucking... You know, he might have a flavour for this type of meat and not that type of meat. Do you understand what I'm saying? But you've got human animals with carcasses of fucking cows and going... dripping blood off them and all that. Now you put that in the fucking wildlife, you just got a pack of fucking people destroying a calf. Same thing, lad. We're all animals. And we've all got that animal instinct. But we lose it. They don't. Why? Because you believe you're not in the wild. Don't you? You believe you can close your door and you're secure. Let me tell you now, you know, over 100,000 of them immigrants started going through your estate like they go through a village. Your door's not secure. Do you think them fucking 5 coppers in that Mariah van's going to stop that? Fucking hell. Yes, Peaky Blinders, you good, mate? Fucking mad, mate. So prep yourself. Be an animal. Why? Because that's who's coming looking for you. Don't be the prey. I'll come back on in 5 minutes, people.